Hello, and welcome to University of Houston Clear Lake. My name is Dr. Howard, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking to you about our environmental science program. I wish we were doing this meeting in person, but we can do the next best thing. At the end of this presentation, I'll post my email address for you to copy down. Please send me an email if you would like a copy of these slides, or if you would like to set up a one-on-one Zoom meeting to talk more about what you see here. So what we're going to do is briefly go through the Environmental Science Bachelor of Science degree program, look at what's entailed in the program and the different specialization areas, look at some of the hands-on and research experiences that you can have while you're here, and then look at what some of our graduates are doing. This slide outlines the program requirements for Environmental Science bachelor's degree. It adds up to 120 hours and is comprised of university core, 43 hours, 36 hours of major program requirements, which are all the courses listed in blue. All of our environmental science majors take all of these courses, and it gives them a good grounding in the main disciplines in environmental science, including environmental biology, environmental chemistry, and environmental geology. We have 4 specialization areas, which are detailed on the next slide. Each specialization area has its own requirements, and those add up to 26 to 36 hours. And then the remainder of that 120 hours is made up of specialization electives. Here are our ENSC, Environmental Science Program specializations: environmental biology, environmental chemistry, environmental geology, and a new program specialization in physical geology. And you'll see the requirements listed for each of these specializations, and then specialization electives, which you can choose from lists that are provided, or you can choose from the requirements of other specializations. We encourage our students to take a variety of different environmental science courses so they have a strong, diverse background in environmental science when they leave to go get a job. We also have an environmental science scholars plan. This is for students who plan to stay at UHCL for their master's degree. And so we have a way for students to link their BS to their master's degree and get a benefit of not having to take the GRE. Requirements for admission into the Scholars Plan include you have to have been here for at least a year. You have to have a minimum of 12 hours in math and science and 8 hours of our environmental science core classes. Have a GPA of 3.5 in math and science at that point. You need a letter of recommendation from a faculty member, probably the one that you will be working with, and then an interview with the Scholars Plan Admissions Committee. Once you enter the Scholars Plan, then you need to maintain an overall math science GPA of 3.0, participate in independent study research with your graduate faculty advisor. This needs to be at least in the senior year, but you're invited to start your research earlier than that if you have a project that you're going to continue into your master's degree. Then as soon as you graduate from the undergraduate, you'll move right into your master's degree. Once in the master's degree, then you will complete a graduate research project or thesis. If your GPA drops below 3.0 or for some other reason you can't complete the Scholars Plan, you just go back to the regular ENSC program. You can get back into the Scholars Plan if you bring your grade point back up to 3.0. These are some of the hands-on learning opportunities that we have in the environmental science program. Working with different faculty members in environmental science, you can get hands-on experience running water quality analyses using standard methods that are used by the EPA, TCQ, consulting firms, You can get experience in field sampling, mineral and rock identification, where we have a GIS expert on our faculty who teaches courses in using geographic information systems. You can learn how to make ArcGIS maps, fly drones. You could get experience in community studies in freshwater, saltwater, and benthic communities. You can learn plot, transect, and point quarter vegetation analyses that are used in a lot of wetland delineations and professions that involve those. You can learn how to, well, you get experience doing lab testing of many different environmental samples, sediment, air, water, tissue, using modern equipment that we have on site in our labs. You have plenty of opportunities for geology and ecology field trips. And some of our student groups make regular tours of area environmental facilities. They've been to chemical plants, wastewater treatment plants, and others. So what makes us unique? We feel like we're very unique. And here are some of the reasons why we are unique. Our location is near the heart of the petrochemical industry along the Houston Ship Channel. It's also very close to ecologically important landscapes like Arma Bio-Nature Center, Galveston Bay. We're sort of right in the middle of that, and we need to bridge both worlds. We have a faculty that are extremely dedicated to teaching. We love our students, we love our courses, we love providing hands-on and lab experiences. We have problem-solving focused training. That's a mouthful, but it's one of our focuses. We have a unique interdisciplinary curriculum. Many programs in environmental science are more like environmental studies, where they are not as involved in science as ours is. Ours is interdisciplinary in that we have chemistry, geology, biology, statistics, and other basic science courses that become part of our curriculum. We have opportunities for independent research, study with faculty. All the faculty in environmental science welcome undergraduate students into their labs or field studies, and you can earn course credit for that. We have small class sizes compared to a UT or a U of H central campus. And when you get into your upper level classes, many of these classes may be 20 or 30 in size. So you get a lot of interaction with your peers, get a lot of interaction with your faculty. We provide a lot of field experiences for independent study as well as in classes. And we have a unique Amazon Expedition Study Abroad program. The photo that you see in this slide are some of the students that were doing a water quality study in the Amazon River. We also have a lot of research opportunities that you can get involved in, and I'm going to divide these up into the 4 specialization areas. The first is environmental biology. Dr. Guillen, Dr. Postrowski, and I all will sponsor students in our labs. We study coastal, freshwater, and wetland ecology, environmental toxicology, ecotoxicology along the coast, comparative vertebrate anatomy and physiology, coastal birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish, benthic macroinvertebrate communities, pollution, and tropical rainforest ecology and water quality. So it's a really broad group of different kinds of studies that you can get involved in. All of us are working in all these fields, and we have various opportunities over the years that you will be a student here. In environmental chemistry, Dr. Zhang and Dr. Mukherjee are the faculty leading research opportunities in environmental chemistry, ranging from water chemistry to remediation, to studying emerging contaminants in the environment, to looking at biodegradation and remediation of different chemicals, and soil and sediment studies, using a lot of modern equipment in our laboratories. Dr. Sun and Mockridge are in our environmental geology specialization. Dr. Sun does a lot of modeling, surface water and groundwater geomodeling, hydrologic mapping. And Dr. Mockridge is our GIS analyst, and he does drone mapping, geospatial modeling, and urban landscape analyses. Dr. Emmerich heads up our physical geology specialization, and he's more a hard rock geologist. He studies structural geology, regional tectonics, geochemistry, and petrography. And these are some pictures from his field trips. He takes students to West Texas, to Big Bend National Park, and they spend a week out there every other year doing geology studies out there. And he takes trips closer to home as well for his field courses. So what are UHCL graduates doing, our environmental science graduates? Many are employed by federal, state, and local governmental agencies. We have placed a lot of students at Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. We have a couple working at Fish and Wildlife Service, a number working at Harris County Pollution Control District, some working at EPA. The Texas General Land Office has an internship program that some of our students take part in. Number of different agencies. Some of our students go to work for Texas AgriLife Extension Service, which is a county organization. Some of them go to nonprofits. We have students that have taken jobs at Armin Bio Nature Center, Baytown Wetlands Center. We have one who's the vice president of Galveston Bay Foundation. Some of them go into teaching in the public schools or in private environmental education. Many of our students go to consulting firms. Some work in chemical industry, geochemical industry, environmental biology labs. And some work for the government in wetland delineation. That's, you get a lot of experience here with the types of procedures and protocols that you would use in wetland delineation, and it leads right into the 40-hour delineator course that the Army Corps offers. Many of our students also choose to continue their education, either going through the Scholars Program here and into our MS, our Master Program, and some of them continue on to PhD programs as well. I believe the Environmental Science Program has graduated students that have gone, at least 6 students that have gone on to their PhDs, and many of them have gone on to their masters. So part of our degree involves a requirement that you do get some hands-on experience through internship, independent study, or practicum. The independent studies are normally done on campus with a faculty member, but our internship and practicum opportunities are off campus. The Environmental Institute of Houston, which is based on our campus, provides a lot of practicum opportunities for our students. Galveston Bay Foundation, Armin Bio Nature Center are partners with us for practicum. We have had practicum students at NASA, TCQ, and Harris County Pollution Control District, Texas General Land Office. I spoke about that internship a little earlier. Moody Gardens also offers internships to our students in their aquarium pyramid, their rainforest pyramid, and also in their lab. And then private companies often will offer practicum opportunities as well. So we invite you to join us in our environmental science program and get involved in life here at UHCL. It will benefit you while you're a student here. It'll also benefit you as you pursue a career outside the university. So we encourage you to talk with your instructors when you have questions. We encourage you to talk to your instructors when you don't have questions. Just get to know your instructors. Let them get to know you. Take advantage of all the lab and field research opportunities that are of interest to you. We have lots of opportunities for undergraduates to help graduate students on their research projects. It gives you an idea of what might be available to you as a graduate student, and you can also earn practicum credit for that in a lot of cases as well. If you can, participate in a study abroad experience. The HandsOn study abroad that we have here, currently on hiatus because of COVID, but once things are safe again, we will start that up again. And you can work on environmental biology focused projects on this study abroad. Study with your peers, get to know them. The friendships you make in college are friendships you'll keep throughout your life. Join a student organization and work with Student Government Association if you'd like to do that. We have 3 student organizations within environmental science, and I'd be happy to talk with you about any of those if you like. So this last couple of slides are so you can see what the faculty in environmental science look like. Dr. George Guillen is the Executive Director of the Environmental Institute of Houston, and he is in charge of all those projects that may offer practicum opportunities for you as undergraduates. He teaches marine biology and biology of fishes, and his independent study opportunities involve water quality. He has a whole group studying diamondback terrapins in Galveston Bay. He does fish population studies in bayous and rivers around Houston using electrofishing, which a lot of students like to get involved in. And he has a group that are working on Galveston Bay dolphins. So I'm Dr. Howard, and I teach ecology, environmental biology, environmental toxicology, field biology, and Amazon ecology. I'm the one that leads the study abroad program in the Amazon. Independent study opportunities with me include ecotoxicology of our salt marshes around Galveston Bay, benthic macroinvertebrate studies, excuse me. We do heavy metal analysis of sediments and fish tissues, and we study water quality in the Amazon. Dr. Daniel Emmerich is a physical geologist. He teaches physical and historical geology, structural geology, field methods, mineralogy, petrology, and natural disasters. His independent study opportunities are in natural hazards, isotope geochemistry, structural geology. Dr. Mockrach teaches GIS, applied GIS, web GIS, and geospatial technologies. He's very focused on GIS. His independent studies will be in remote sensing, data mining, and environmental science, and analyzing terrains, and doing a lot of mapping. And any student who has had his basic GIS course can do an independent study with him. Dr. Mukherjee teaches Environmental Science 1 and 2, Energy and the Environment, Environmental Chem, Water Chem and Water Pollution, and our environmental engineering courses. And she offers independent study opportunities in biodiesel and biofuel production and phytoremediation are her areas. Dr. Rick Postrowski is in charge of the pre-health program at UH Clear Lake, and he's mainly in the biology program. However, he does teach an important course for us in environmental science, and that's comparative animal phys. And he will offer independent study opportunities to environmental science students in ecophysiology. Dr. Dongmin Sun teaches environmental geology, sedimentation stratigraphy, petroleum geology, soils in the environment, hydrogeology, and offers independent studies in modeling, soil property analysis, and studying groundwater contamination. And finally, Dr. Carl Zhang is an environmental chemist. He teaches environmental chemistry, environmental sampling and monitoring, soil and groundwater remediation, water chemistry, and water pollution. And he offers a whole lot of independent study opportunities. When I was making up this list, I could not fit them all in this little box for him. So be sure to talk to him if you have an interest in environmental chemistry. Basically, he is working on air and water contaminant monitoring, emerging contaminants of concern like plastics, PFAS, everything that's hot and new in an environmental science he is working on. Environmental fate and transport, sustainability, and a new one is environmental impacts of extreme weather. If you have questions, please send me an email. I'd be happy to provide you a copy of these slides. And if you'd like an appointment to meet face-to-face via Zoom, I'm happy to do that as well. So here's my email contact. It's Howard, Howard, at UHCL.edu. Very simple. And I would be happy to talk to you anytime. Let me hear from you by email and we'll set up an appointment. Welcome to UH Clear Lake.